are you? Yes, you. Do you know who you are? I mean, truly, do you know who you truly are? I have a confession. I don't know who I am. I thought I knew up until a few months ago when I was having a conversation with a gentleman about soul searching and introspection. And he asked me, do you know who you are? And I laughed. Of course I know who I am. I'm a fashion designer, an engineer, a real estate broker, an author, a speaker, a visionary. Of course I know who I am. Boy, was the joke on me. That was a sign. Because ladies and gentlemen, I have another confession. I believe in signs. I believe that the universe is showing us signs every day. It's telling us what to do every day, whether we see them or not. Or as I like to call it, the universe is tapping me on the shoulder. Sometimes it takes one tap, sometimes two, sometimes three. Sometimes it takes a pounding, which is exactly what happened a few weeks after that conversation. When I woke up one morning with a question pounding in my head, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And I crumbled in tears. Because as I was going through the rubble of my life, I realized that I have been more someone that someone else wanted me to be, that someone I wanted me to be. I have been the girl who went on a motorcycle on her first date, even though I hated motorcycles. I have been the girl who went on a 4 days bicycle ride, 75 miles per day, to impress my fiancé, even though I hadn't ridden a bicycle for 16 years at that point. I have been the girl, the immigrant girl with an accent who kept a low profile on her business because she was afraid of peer judgment and criticism. I have been everything for everyone. We do this, don't we? We do more for others than we do for ourselves. We say yes when we want to say no. We make people happy before we even ask ourselves what's making us happy. Why? Because we want to be loved. Because we want to fit in. We want to belong. Have you ever done it? Have you ever done something in life for fear of being judged, for fear of being criticized, for fear of failing someone and not meeting their expectations? I know you did. And then you wake up one day wondering who the heck you are. We're tribal species. We have survival tattooed in our DNA. Back in the day, if we didn't belong in the tribe, we got booted out and got eaten alive by wild beasts. But today, there are no tigers roaming around the streets. Why are we still afraid? We're afraid that we're going to die alone and unloved. And we do everything we can to belong. Needless to say, I was having an identity crisis. Or as they call it in the fancy world, a spiritual awakening. Well, I'm not gonna lie, it was more of a spiritual nightmare for me. But I was lucky because the universe tapped me on the shoulder again in the form of a quote I remembered from a speech from Tom Bilyeu. And he said, it doesn't matter who you are today, it matters who you want to become and what price you're willing to pay to get there. And in that moment, I realized that it didn't matter who I was that day or the day before or the day before or the day before. It mattered who I wanted to become and that I was willing to pay a price to get there. The price is high, my friends. It could cost you your marriage, business, friendships, sleepless nights. But the higher the price, the higher the gain, because you gain yourself back. Your true, authentic self that the world craves to hear and see. Because as you walk naked, as your true self into the world, you shine a light on everyone you meet and heal everyone you touch. That day was the day I decided to take myself back. That day I decided that no judgment, no criticism, and no expectations from other people will ever get between me and my mission in life. Our mission, my friends, is to be ourselves and inspire others to do the same. So ask yourself this question every day. Who would you be if there was no one to judge you, no one to criticize you, and no one to have any expectations of you? Who would you be? Let me be your tap on the shoulder today. Let me inspire you today to embrace your own awakening and find out who you truly are. Burn yourself to the ground if you have to, and rise up from your own ashes. Let go of who you have become and unleash that beautiful, authentic being inside of you. The world needs you. You are a gift to this planet.